Hello everyone, it's VenomXenomorph and welcome to my official review of the Callisto protocol. It needs to be noted that I will be discussing spoilers of the story in the game, and as well as potential boss fights, so please keep this in mind as you watch my full review. I hope you enjoy. Dark atmosphere, great graphics, and intense story. These are three small statements that I could use to describe the Callisto protocol. Everything from the Callisto Protocol, from the beginning to the end, is a game that I've never experienced before. It's a game that is very unique to me, and a lot of people have been comparing it to prior games by the same director, Glenn Schofield, such as the Dead Space series. And while he did officially make a statement saying not to compare Dead Space and Callisto Protocol, as Callisto Protocol is a unique take and a unique game, I myself have never actually played Dead Space, and I plan to start with the remake coming up. And because of that, I'm actually going to be one of the few reviewers online, I believe, being able to portray my review in a non-biased lens. Also to be noted, I did play the game on PlayStation 5, not PC. I know a lot of reviews have been storming on PC, bashing the game for the graphical infidelity and inability to be able to run the game on PC, even with the highest power graphics card. I believe this is due to the fact that the PlayStation Studios were used to be able to film some of the cinematics for the Callisto Protocol, and that includes some of the graphics rendering in order to make such a smooth transition between cinematic and gameplay. So because of that, it's more optimized towards the PS5, which has very top of the line parts that aren't quite available to the PC public yet. So I definitely sympathize with PC players, but my review will be on the game in its most pristine state on PlayStation 5. Started with the campaign, the story of the game was amazing. From beginning to end, I was latched into the story of Jacob Lee, especially since Jacob Lee, from the beginning to most of the story, is just a man dealt with a shit hand. He's a man that was trying to do one simple run between Europa and Callisto, and got hijacked by an infiltrated terrorist group, and crash landed on Callisto, and for some reason, unbeknownst to him, is dragged into the prison of Black Iron Prison as an official inmate. And while all of that does get explained later towards the end of the game, it is such a captivating intrigue to be able to bring the player in. Something that really makes you question, why is he here and why am I doing this? And it makes you want to explore the game more and understand exactly why.
I didn't do anything!
Not only that, but the introduction of the terrorist group led by Danny, who is played by the famous actress of Kimiko from The Boys. I really did not like her character, but that was a very good thing in my review of this game. I wanted a character that I really despised and really hated. There hasn't been a character like that for me in a video game in a very long time. So I really vibed with the fact that I could despise this character. I really like that actress because she did a fantastic job playing this character, but I really hated the character. I thought that I'm pretty sure I considered using the GRP, which I will get back to later, very much later in this review, in terms of throwing her towards a spike, just like any other biophage. Which the biophage was honestly a very interesting and unique thing for me. Like I said, I didn't play Dead Space, so I can't compare the games, and I can't look at you and say, oh, the biophage is exactly like this from Dead Space. It was a very unique enemy type, especially one that was rapidly evolving with a few different variants. A lot of people were complaining in the reviews about lack of enemy variety, but to be 100% honest, based on the plot of this game and based on the use of the bioweapon in this game, it's very easy to say that when using a disease and when spreading a disease, you're going to run into the same adaptation and evolution of that disease on creatures. It doesn't matter what it's attaching itself to, the evolution is going to remain the same. So it's like going into Walking Dead and then expecting a zombie dinosaur to come out of nowhere. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So the enemy variety was diverse enough for me to not only make the story believable and the spread of the biophage believable, but it also just felt like it was enough to make combat interesting, especially when it came down to the later micro and macro boss fight.
Oh! Oh! Oh shit! Fucking heartbeat. Oh my god! Whoa! 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 Oh! 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 Whoa! What is that? What?
What the hell?
What the fuck?
The hell was that?
The characters each have something that is extremely gripping to every single one. Jacob Lee is the lead underdog of the entire story. I really loved his character, and I especially loved the character arc that he goes throughout the entirety of the game. Everything that twists and changes throughout the game and develops his character was very, very interesting. Once again, I really hated Danny as a character, but I really loved the performance of that actress. I really enjoyed Captain Ferris, played by Sam Witwer. I really, really loved Captain Ferris because he was a very intimidating, creepy presence, and not only that, but his eventual revelation as the Alpha made a lot more sense, especially at the end game, because during the main beginning phases of the game, I could not believe that he was still around and still alive, so the explanation was due, and it was very much worth the explanation and very much worth the experience.
There's only ways of life to
What? What?
The character Elias is a character that I really, really grasped onto personally, and it really made such an emotional connection for me when it came to the game and its story and the direction they had to go with Elias in terms of his character arc. And I was really shocked, simultaneously shocked and not shocked, at the fact that I would definitely feel emotions throughout this story. I thought for sure that this story was going to be one of those simple horror, one and done kind of games, and I was very much wrong about that. I should have known better, considering the song by Kings Elliot, Lost Again, which the instrumental I'm sure is playing in the background based on my editing skills. And I really want everyone to understand this game has a lot more layers to it than people may believe. This isn't your random shoot 'em up. This is an actual story to an actual game that feels like a true experience. In fact, even the main menu doesn't say new game, it says new experience.
Yes, you can! It's not that far! It's not that far! Come on! No, Gotta keep going! Gotta keep going! Come on! No, bro. I'm done. It's because of you. Look around. Gotta get to that.
I knew there were gonna be feels. Damn it. King's Elliot, I knew in your song there was gonna be some feels.
When it comes down to the gameplay, there were a lot of moments where I felt like I was doing the same thing over and over, but the only reason why was because I kept dying over and over. This game is a learning experience. It's very similar to what they did with Doom Eternal, where Doom Eternal had a lot of mechanics that forced you to learn and do a new curve of how you use your weaponry and arsenal. The same thing for the Callisto protocol. You want to make sure that you're using all of your tools that you have available to you in all the ways possible. In a way where some of the tools even I forgot were there. There were a lot of people that had a lot of issues with some of the weaponry to the point where either A, a lot of reviewers were finding the game too easy using the grip, throwing everything into spikes and walls and other random objects, or B, not even able to switch weapons and dying instantly and complaining mostly about that. While I did run into the weapon switching issue, I do understand that it does take a really long time to switch from the skunk gun to the main pistol. Believe me, I know. It was very, very irritating, but that all being said, I personally really, really liked the combat and the gameplay. I definitely forgot that I had the grip for the longest time. In fact, the grip was the only thing that got me through the mining drill boss fight. At the very least, the opening sequence where you had to kill as many of those overly powered grunts as possible before you fought the twins. And to be honest, the twins were a definite learning curve. I had to figure out exactly what weapons to use, exactly what to dodge and how to dodge it. There was a lot that I needed to do and go on. And the combat was something that I was actually really, really intrigued by and very impressed as to how they did it, because the dodging is very realistic. I felt myself moving in the chair every time I dodged. It was really, really impressive.
Oh shit! Oh my god, the combat's amazing! Oh! Oh!
What the fuck was that?
When it comes to the graphics, I can't even begin to tell you how good they are. I've never actually experienced a game where I felt like I was watching a movie. And there are a few games that I felt like that as a kid. You know, I watched a lot of, Alien Isolation as a kid, and as a kid I was like, oh, this is just like an Alien movie. But of course, that game was a 2014 game, and the graphics have definitely improved eons ahead of that game, and Callisto Protocol is no exception. This is the first game that I think I've played that has really taken advantage of the graphic capabilities of the PlayStation 5. Even if it's hindering the experience for those of you on PC, it is a game that is graphically astounding and environmentally gorgeous.
I mean, you listen. Hey, come on.
Those graphics! Whew! Oh!
All in all, I think the Callisto Protocol is an experience, not a game, an experience that is worth your entertainment, while, and intrigue. I will definitely be playing through it a second time on the maximum security setting, just to see if I missed anything or if there's anything special if you beat the game at maximum security, because even medium security was an insanely high difficulty level for a lot of players. So maximum security, I'm sure, is definitely one hell of a ride, and I can't wait to be able to experience that and come back to you with my final thoughts on the Callisto Protocol. That being said, I am ready to give my ultimate conclusion. The Callisto Protocol is a game that is worth noting as one of the best games of 2022. I had yet to buy an actual game that I was like, this is a game that I want to play through in its entirety, since Evil Dead the game way back in February that I pre-ordered the year prior. It was a game that I really wanted to play through and really wanted to experience, but of course, Evil Dead is a multiplayer game. The story campaign is not what matters. This is a game with a story that matters. A lot of people would rave that God of War is one of the best story games ever, but I would actually argue that if the Callisto Protocol had come out anytime sooner than its deadline, like the God of War game did, just 2 or 3 weeks before the official Game Awards ceremonies, Callisto Protocol would have probably stolen the award for Best Narrative. The story is really interesting. It's something that should really hook players in, even if most disagree. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Let me know if you want to see my playthrough of Maximum Security Callisto Protocol, and let me know if it's worth covering the Callisto Protocol in the future, including the DLCs that Glenn Schofield has planned. In other ways, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!